Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Morgan with Dream 9 Design. Now in today's video we are going to learn how to make the chain stitch and how to make a single crochet. Now I'm going to teach you these back to back, that way you can get some really good practice in and it will maybe hopefully make a little bit more sense. So we have already learned how to make our slip knot and we have learned how to hold our hook. Now, leaving kind of like a bigger gap here on your slip knot, go ahead and put that on your hook. Now, grab your yarn that is attached to the ball of yarn and pull it up a little bit. Now, like I said in the last video, we don't want this too tight. Now, the trick when learning how to do a chain stitch is learning how to hold your yarn so that it doesn't get all fimbly and bimbly and confusing. So what I like to do is I like to kind of hold the chain that's on my hook with my index finger, and I kind of just hold on to the tail yarn here. So that's just one way that I like to do it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this working yarn that is attached to our ball of yarn around the hook like this, and then we're going to pull it through. So I'm going to show you that again. We're going to hold on to this here and kind of put a finger. Now we're going to wrap our yarn, kind of have your hook facing towards you. We're going to wrap the yarn around from the back side of the hook to the front. And now we need to pull this yarn through this yarn. So what I like to do is I then like to take my left hand and hold on to this tail yarn. You turn your hook so that it points down a little bit and pull that through. So I'm going to show that to you again. So I'm holding with my right hand. I'm going to take my yarn with my left hand, roll from the back to the front, and now I'm going to switch hands. From my left hand is now going to hold on to this yarn, but I'm holding the yarn that's attached to the ball in between my first two fingers. Then I'm going to grab my thumb and my ring finger and kind of hold on to this tail. Now I'm going to let this yarn come through right here. We'll pull through just like that. So I'm going to do it a little bit closer. So I'm going to hold it, and as this grows longer I'll just hold on to the chain. So I'm going to take my left hand, we're going to wrap that yarn from the back side to the front. We're going to hold that yarn with our two fingers, and then we're going to switch with our thumb and ring finger to hold on to that chain, and then we're going to pull that yarn through. Now I do want you to know we are learning, so this is not going to be perfect right out the gate. Feel free to pause this video, practice this over and over again. The way that I learned is I learned how to make a chain, and I just got a really long one until I felt comfortable with that before I moved on to the single crochet portion. So I'm just going to show you this over and over again, and then again feel free to pause and rewind. So we're going to take our yarn, we're going to wrap it around from the back to the front, and we'll switch hands and hold it with this side, and then we're going to pull that through. Now if this is too tight, that means your tension is too tight. So we don't want to be forcing these stitches through. Otherwise, when we go to crochet into them, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, so at this point, I want you to pause the video, rewind, practice this until you feel comfortable, and then meet me back here for part 2, and we'll learn how to do a single crochet. Congratulations! You're feeling a little bit more comfortable with making your chain stitch. So it should look something like this. Now the first chain stitch that you make is not going to be perfect. It may have a little twist in it, but just keep practicing until you feel that it looks something similar to this here. Now when we go to make our single crochet, we are going to be working into these spaces right here. So all of these chains are where we're going to make our single crochets. Now we already have a loop on our hook, and if you see here, you'll see a loop where your yarn is coming out of. We make it bigger, smaller. You'll see there's a loop right here. We are never going to work into that stitch. So not here, but into this stitch right next to it, we are going to push our hook through to the other side. So now it's going to look like this. Now we need to pull this yarn through just this first stitch. So kind of like we were doing with our chain stitches, we're going to yarn over from the back to the front, and it helps to kind of turn your hook so that it's facing down, and make sure that you're holding onto your chain. We're going to pull that yarn through that first loop. So now it'll look like this. You're going to have 2 strands of yarn on your hook. Now what we want to do is yarn over, so go from the back to the front. We're going to pull this yarn through both of these loops right here. Okay, so however you can get a secured hold on that, we're going to pull through. Okay, so here's our next stitch. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our hook, we're going to push it through. Okay, so now we want to yarn over, so we're going to pull that yarn around and pull it through that loop. Now we have 2 loops on our hook. We're going to pull this yarn and go around again and pull through both of the loops. Now it helps that if you turn your hook down a little bit so it catches this yarn, and you can just pull through. Now again, if this is hard to do, we need to keep working on the tension. It is hard to learn, so you're not going to get this right away. Practice makes perfect. So like I said, keep continuing, just go over and over and over until you feel like you have got this mastered. So if it's tight, just try to not hold so tight on this yarn here. And when I'm working, I like to kind of hold the chain with my thumb and my other 2 fingers and then control this yarn here. So here's that loop again, so we're going to go in, pull the yarn in and through. Now we have 2 loops on our hook. We'll pull it around and pull it through those 2 loops. Okay, I'll do it again. Into the next space, I'll go in, pull that yarn through 1. There we go. Now we have 1, 2 loops. We want to wrap the yarn around and pull through 2. So I did a few stitches there. I did 4. Now I want you guys to keep repeating this just like you did with your chain stitch. Pause, rewind, put it on slow. There's a setting that you can put on your phone to have it slow down the video for you, and just really watch the movement and practice. Practice makes perfect. So keep practicing these and you will have the basics down to crochet. Once you can do these right here, the chain and the single crochet, you guys are rolling. You have a few more basic stitches to learn, but you are on your way to mastering crochet. So don't give up. Please rewind the video, pause, watch those parts over again that are confusing to you. Please leave me a comment down below if something didn't make sense so I can make a follow-up video for you. Otherwise, thank you guys for joining me today. I will see you guys all next time here on Dream9 Designs Yarn Corner of YouTube.